Man, Silent Bob, this is a badass game right here. I mean, it's not like those other games that people play like Monopoly and that Risk. I mean, those are stupid. But this, man, these German mother really know how to make a game, right? And I pwn at these games, right? I pwn at them. Bam, bam, boom, boom, bow, bow, plow. And I'm like taking people down, Yeah, I called you How you like that, little... Hey, how many points was that?
14 points. I win.
Shit, this game sucks.
I've got Dungeon Master's Guide. I've got 12-sided die. I've got Kitty Pride.
Today we're looking at the recent hit Small World. This game was released in the US by Days of Wonders Games in April 2009 and is really an amazingly well-balanced diceless game. The object of this game is to play through the set amount of rounds and end with the most gold at the end.
You start the game by shuffling the job tiles and the race tiles and then placing out 6 of each next to each other. This is one of the only random elements of the game. The rest is figuring out what are the optimal moves for your side.
The rest of the board is set up specifically according to how many players there are. 2 to 5 players can play, and there's a specific board for each group.
The game starts with whoever has the pointiest ears, or you could just roll a die like a normal human being.
So to begin your first turn, you need to choose a race. Not only does each race have an ability, but each job card has one too. The combinations are almost always devastating in some way and can really weigh certain turns in your favor if you use them properly. You can choose the top race for free, or you can choose other races by paying 1 gold for each one that you avoid. You only start off with 5 gold, and so you might want to weigh your choices. Then you add these 2 numbers to figure out how many of that race that you get. Then you can start conquering spaces on the board. You can start by coming off of one of the 4 sides of the board and moving from space to adjacent space.
It takes 2 creature tokens to conquer a normal space. If the space has a mountain on it, it takes another creature token. Conquering a space that has an aboriginal token also requires an additional token to take it. Now if your opponent has some of their tokens, then you need 2 for the space, plus 1 if it's a mountain, plus 1 for each token of theirs on that space already. So, in this example, you would need to place down 4 to take over that space.
Now, if you don't have enough character tokens to take that space, then you can take a chance by rolling the reinforcement die. For every pip that appears, you get that many virtual tokens for your attack. The only thing is you can only use it as the last conquering action of your turn.
Now this is where the strategy starts to come into play. As play proceeds, you'll find yourself running out of places to play. I mean, it really is a small...
Stop it now.
What? What?
Nope.
Okay. Well, inevitably, you'll find yourself spreading yourself too thin, or running out of characters as your opponents kill them. If you feel like you've done all that you can with a race, you can choose to put your race into what's called decline. If you do that, you turn your race, ability card, and character tokens face down. You will collect, however, as much money as you're supposed to get from owning your spaces, and then you're done. It's a real short turn. Then you lose all your special abilities and you can't move your tokens. Then on your next turn, you can choose a new race, just like you did at the beginning of the game. You can have 1 decline race and 1 active race on the board at any time. But if you choose to put your second race into decline, then the previous one is recycled to the bottom of the appropriate deck.
When the last player has played their last turn, everyone counts their gold, and the person with the most wins. The powers can really modify rules and your strategy. For example, flying orcs can jump anywhere on the board and don't have to conquer adjacent spaces. But if they come up as diplomatic orcs, then they can prevent one of your opponents from attacking you, effectively making a wall where your troops are.
And sometimes special abilities allow you to ignore certain rules altogether. The ghouls, if you decline them, still get to act and conquer as if they were your normal troops.
Yeah, and elves don't die. They just return to your hand and you can deploy them as usual.
So, Justin, you gonna go or what? It's still your turn.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, since you know how to play the game now, let's go through a basic turn and show you what the game's like. Alright, so at the very beginning of my turn, I collect up my extras, leaving one on each. I can pick those up, but I don't really need to. My Tritons have the ability to capture land right next to a water for one less. So instead of paying 2 characters here, I can just place 1 and take that area. I pay 2 to go here because it's adjacent, and then once again adjacent, I can pay 1 right there.
And since these were your guys from before, you don't want to kill them.
Yeah, I don't want to kill them. And I could roll the die to go here, but I'd rather use this guy for a reinforcement. Okay, so now that I've placed everything, I can pull back all my extras and reinforce someplace. These guys are in decline, so I really don't have to worry about them attacking. However, these ghouls are still in attack mode, and as are the as are the skeletons. So actually, smart one is to do that, I think. Well, hey, okay, so I've now counted out how much land that I own. So I have 1 here, another 1 here, I have another 1 here, and another 1 here from the humans. They're in decline, so that's why they look like that. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the Tritons. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I get 11 gold, but they are alchemists, so I get 2 more. So that's actually 13 gold for me. So I will take 13. I'll take 13 gold and put it in my stack. And that is the end of my turn.
So Small World is that cliche game system of minutes to learn, a lifetime to master. The fantasy elements give it a good, cute baseline to work from and maintains the fun factor. But I think the key is the expansion capabilities of this game. You will play so many games without repeating the same combination of race and powers, and whenever Days of Wonder decides to come out with more, it will just add to the experience even more. So if you're sick of seeing the same sorcerer commando combination in every other game, don't worry, the next expansion will probably make that more than obsolete. This is a keeper.
This definitely wasn't a game that I think I would have picked out myself, but I had a lot of fun playing it. It took me an entire game to really figure out what was going on and how really to play, and I think after this game is finished, I think I got my own grasp on things, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I played again.
Like Dale said, this really is a very simple game that you will spend a very long time mastering. I particularly enjoy it because players can spend a lot of time talking to each other, almost as if they're not participating in the game. When we play, we like to talk a lot of strategy to each other and say things that maybe aren't even for our own benefit. But that just adds to the experience, because in the end, it's almost cooperative, even though you're still killing each other.
Now, if you're interested in learning more about this game, you can download the rulebook for free at their website, right here. So thanks for watching, and be sure to let us know what you thought of this episode. See ya!
Oh.